Leon Lowery, our guest today, coming off a big game against Clemson with a couple of sacks. Coming out of that game, what's the feeling of the team? Because it felt like, man, opportunities all over. Did it feel like, I don't know if got away was right. Was it frustrating? How'd you guys feel after?
Most definitely frustrating. Like, we feel like we had a lot of opportunities to get away from us, but like I said, let's get back to the film room and just correct the mistakes so it won't happen again. But yeah, it's most definitely frustrating because we left a lot of plays out on the field.
What do you guys learn from a game like that? Because, you watch the game and you're like, yeah, Clemson's still pretty good. Like, it's not a shameful loss in any way. What do you guys learn you can take forward?
I mean, for one, like, we knew, like, even with besides their record, we knew Clemson's still a championship caliber team. So like we knew we had our hands full when we came in there. So like we just gotta make those plays. We can't leave those plays out on the field. We gotta execute better if we want to like compete in the ACC. This is a really, really, really good conference. So we just had a lot to work on. So I feel like we had a good day of practice today. So we just got to keep building off of that and get ready for UNC.
That said, you were executing plenty during the game. You had a couple of sacks. It felt like you were in the backfield all game long. What was going right for you against those guys?
Just trusting my training, trusting the looks that we had throughout all weeks of practice. Just believing in myself, and like I said, like if it wasn't for like the other guys around me, I wouldn't be able to make these plays, taking up blocks and pinching and do whatever we do. So like I'm very grateful for those guys. But it felt good. It felt good getting to the quarterback. Obviously, I feel like I could have done more for us to win. But like I said, at the end of the day, like it's a team. Like I make sure like. Whether I have 5 sacks, 0 sacks, make sure we come out with the win.
It seems right that you are crediting those guys up front. Like Caleb, it felt like he was, I think he got a sack, but he could have had 4 if it had gone a little differently. Kevon Darton's taking up blocks all day long. What has that group done for you this year?
Like I said, they're really, really talented. They take up blocks, they pinch, they loop, they do anything you can ask for. So like I really appreciate those guys because they really open up, give us opportunities to make plays, and vice versa when we have the opportunity for them to make plays. But I really, really appreciate those guys.
Can you explain how Darton does what he does? Like, it doesn't look right, but he's doing it every game.
He just caused mayhem up the middle. Like, he'll go against the best center and he just push him in the backfield, and that's something you need. You need, for a D-line, you need penetration. You need to push them in the backfield, and he does a really good job of that. And I like Kevon. He's a menace, man. I like Kevon.
Yeah, he's got the leverage. He's down there. All right, Leon Lowery's with us. Leon, it's your 4th year here. It's your first year, in the mix as starting. You've certainly played before, but you're in it. What has been the build-up for you to get to this point that you've really burst onto the scene this year?
For one, like Coach Baber said before, like I changed my body, put on some more weight, got faster, stronger. So I feel like that's something I needed to improve on if I wanted to compete in this competition. Also, just like getting my understanding better of the game, like learning the defense even more, learning different sets, like just the little things, carrying out the details, or help me put me in position to make plays. So I feel like that was a big part.
Everyone thinks they're working hard all the time, right? What did you learn this offseason, I guess, about what extra you had to do to get to that point?
Just like knowing what the role I am now, well, like like you said, I'm a 4th year. Like it's either like now or never. Like I needed to change my mindset about certain things. Like just build some confidence and tell myself I can go out there and do as much, and not better than the rest of the linebackers in the country. Like that's what I feel like our linebacker group can do. And I'm really excited what we can do for the rest of the year.
I'd say the beauty about, I guess, the COVID year and redshirting, it's not even now or never. You have the role now. You can keep this going for a few more years.
Yeah, let's try not to get out, but we'll see what happens.
All right, and you've had a great group to learn from, right? Michael Jones was here a year before you. He's now in the league. Marlo and Stefan are the same year as you, but they've been starting for a bit. What did you learn from those guys over the last 3 years?
Just their mindset. Like, those guys are ballers. Obviously, Michael Jones, Stefan Thompson, Marlo Wax, like, they bring a certain work ethic that not everybody endures. So, like, that's why I feel like I picked up a lot, especially from Marlo. He's a captain, like, his leadership role. Like, I feel like that's a big thing for you to build confidence, knowing that you're playing against somebody who knows what they're doing. They have that confidence and the ability to make plays, and that makes you want to make plays.
Yeah, we take it back to this offseason, and Steph was coming back from the devastating injury from the opener last year. You're in that place, and it's like, okay, well, let's see when Steph gets back, and then you're out there like, well, he can take his time, right? Now you got depth. How does this defense operating? Because it feels like, tell me if I'm wrong, this is the most depth you guys have had on that ball since you've been here.
Just make sure, the one thing we make sure we all stay healthy, stretching, working out, like taking our vitamins, whatever we need to do to make sure we stay healthy. That's the main thing. And then, like I said, just having that talk, having that bond with each other, like we hang out with each other outside of the facility, make sure that we all on the same page. So that all plays into like major factors on football related stuff that relates to football. Like we just trust each other. If you trust somebody next to you, they're going to make the play. If you miss the play, or if you make the play, they're going to come like clean it up if you miss the play. So like I feel like that's a big part of it, and we all have that type of chemistry in our room.
Leon Lowery with us, and you mentioned injuries. Obviously, it was about this point of the season last year, even before Steph was week one, that started. You ran out of guys. Like you didn't have enough guys that had played before for the back half of the season. That's not the case right now. How different does it feel now this year compared to last?
I mean, it feels good knowing that we have all our guys healthy, and like we have some depth, and we can like rotate guys when we need to when we're feeling tired, and then we all know what we're doing. So it feels really good knowing that we still have all our guys back versus last year when we didn't. So like we just got to stay on top of it, keep taking care of our body. That's the main important part, taking care of your body. But it feels really good knowing that we have all our guys back.
Yeah, it's certainly a lot better situation than it was last year on the health front right now. I want to ask you this, Leon. You're from Elizabeth, New Jersey.
Sure.
That's not that far from MetLife Stadium, right? All right, are you a Giants guy, a Jets guy, something else?
See, this is crazy. A lot of people is like crazy like when I say this. I'm actually a Packers fan. So yeah, so I'm a Green Bay fan. My dad's a Giants fan. My mom's a 49ers fan, but I'm a Packers fan.
How did that all happen?
See, my mom's actually born in California.
Okay.
So like she lived in the desert. So like she's a big 49ers fan. So yeah, like that she always tells us about, well, you're gonna get drafted by the 49ers, you're gonna play for the 49ers. I was like, we always had these conversations when I was a kid, but like, nah, I'm a Packers fan. So
how'd you pick the Packers? Who got you on that?
Like when I was just younger, like just been watching the Packers, like I was like, okay, I like this team, and kind of made my team. I stuck with them ever since. I'm loyal Packers fan. Been a Packers fan for over 10 years now.
Were you hoping to root for the Jets? I mean, with Rodgers, like, were you in or out on that?
I mean, like, I'm the type of guy, like, once you leave the team, that has nothing to do with me.
Right.
So, like, yeah, I hope the best for Rodgers, but nah, he's not a quarterback anymore.
All right, I was hoping you were going to be a Giants fan, I'm a Giants, so we could just be miserable together about that game last night.
No, I'm still miserable too. Our Packers not doing well. We're 2-2. We just lost to the Lions Thursday Night Football, so not too happy about that. But we get the next one.
Are you feeling good about the Jordan Love era?
I'm 50-50 with it because the first two games, okay, I was like, all right, we have a shot. Then the last two games, I'm like, but we'll see what happens.
All right, so I didn't expect that. I thought we'd get a sad Giants fan, just one of two of us here this morning. All right, let's get back to the defense here. Rocky Long, what's this guy doing for you guys? It feels like he's loading you in the gun and just shooting you all over the place this year.
Like I said, I love Coach Long. Like he puts us in a position to make plays. Like he trusts us, and that's why like he just wants us to go out there and to be a football player. Like, and that's what I like. You can't overcoach being a football player. Like, yeah, you do your job and your assignment, but don't be a robot. Go out there, trust yourself, make plays. And I feel like Coach Long is putting us in position to make plays. I feel like he's doing a fantastic job at that.
How much freedom, you mentioned don't be a robot. How much freedom in the scheme do you feel you have?
I feel like as long as I carry out my assignment and do my job, I feel like I have freedom to make sure I do my job first in my direct technique. But I feel like I can play very free.
All right, what's the main part of the job this week, knowing that with Drake May, they might have, a top 5 pick in the draft this year?
Yeah, we know that he's their best player. We just got to keep the pressure on him. We got to keep him in the pocket for one because he knows how to extend plays. He has a big arm, so we just got to do our job and do it to the best ability that we can.
How important is this game in the context of the season, to bounce back off the Clemson game?
Every game is an important game. Like, we take it one game at a time, but we know this is our first-ranked team. ACC play, we're going into their place, a hostile environment. So, like, we gotta bring our A game because it's not going to be an easy one. So we gotta be on point.
All right, I can see the smile. I know it's going to be a fun weekend to enjoy, man.
I'm excited.